writer, artist, Los Angeles. Actually, let me redefine that. Echo Park-based artist and arts writer, Gordy Gundy. He's a regular columnist in Artillery magazine. He's also garnered many awards for his art over the years. Please give him a round.
I'd like to read a piece that's a little more Norman Rockwell than Jason Flores Williams. Just as a little counterpoint, maybe.
Thank you.
This is a piece, it's actually going to be appearing in the New Artillery magazine. It's an excerpt from a memoir titled Luck is My Bitch. Chapter 3, Prairie Schooner. My father and I have shared a loving and distant relationship, much like that of an old college chum or a fond acquaintance. This dynamic was established on a road trip when I was very young, around 5 or 6, and has not changed since. Fathers and sons are never an easy plot line. Papa and I never shared intimacies, secrets, or life lessons. I never bothered to tell him when I first got laid. It's a soldier's relationship of duty and responsibility. He had my back, he covered me well, and now in his senior years I hope to have his. With a bit of guilt, I admit the favor has been to my advantage over the years. I was a hellion a lot longer than he's been old. It was late winter or early spring. The chill of the morning over the high desert would make way for a warm, comfortable noon. The day was exceptionally bright. A white sun reflecting off white sand blocked all blue from the sky. It was a car trip, 3 hours deep into the Anzo Borrego Desert and 3 back. My dad had taken me with him on a half-day jaunt to obtain a signature for a client. It was our first adventure alone, and it was unfamiliar and awkward. Always with the maternal referee, our relationship had never been defined. I don't remember much about the ride out except for the purpleness of early morning and the nest of a ranch house buried deep in a tiny grove, a windblock of old mesquite. The signature of an ancient farmer took seconds to scrawl. 10 minutes later, we were moving fast, closer to home and lunch. In the wide expanse of desert, we embraced the awkwardness of silence. I did then as I do today at a cocktail party. I kill awkward silence with a monologue, a random free-flowing explosion of interests and ideas looking to engage. Across the black, bleached asphalt, I spoke of my greatest passions and interests. The Force, Bonnie and Clyde, Thompson machine guns, lightsabers, strange milk bottles against fiery winds, and the allure of Annie. Alone with my father for the first time, I told him everything that caught my fancy and inflamed my imagination. I know he spoke breathlessly and with great passion. Star Wars was mind-blowing and unending. Sybil Shepherd was infinite and otherworldly. A Ford Model A was sexy, and the artwork of Ed Ruscha's opened my young mind to new vistas of delight and possibility. I spoke of everything Han Solo. It was an explosion of sheer energy and zeal. At last I was exhausted and talked out. It must have been an hour, and from the greatest audience a boy could ever have. The teats on rubber tires grind a hollow hum, a colorful white noise. Part of the windshield is polarized, tinting the sky to an artificial and hypersaturated blue. None of my bait caught a fish. If it had been 2 decades later, I would politely ask to be excused and said I was going to refresh my drink. The uncomfortable silence was a desert. There was no connection. After many miles, I was working a slew of theories. I concluded that I'd failed an audition. Or maybe he just didn't love Faye Dunaway as much as I did. Or maybe I scared him off. Maybe he didn't like me. Or maybe we're alike. For today I have a hard time talking to little kids. They're just not that interesting. After passing battalions of Joshua trees, my father finally spoke. Maybe he was speaking to kill the awkward silence, or possibly it came from his heart. With eyes on the road, he began to explain the contractual transfer of real estate, highlighting California law procedure and partnership rights in great detail. The roar of the highway and the warming of the day had a far greater impression. His words soon fell upon each other, and I was drowning in uncharted waters. My father was boring the hell out of me. It was clear we had nothing in common. Long before we hit the city limits, my father and I sealed our deal. We would be partners in the cowboy way. We would cover each other's back and chat in line at the chuck wagon. We'd ride in the same posse, but we wouldn't hang. And that is how it has successfully remained to this day.